Hello, this is Eileen, the environmental educator, and in this video, we're going to talk about something pretty serious. The faucets poised to run dry for hundreds of Arizona residents by year's end. This was NBC News. There's some Arizona articles about it too. Arizona Central here. Hundreds of homes near Scottsdale could have no running water. It's a warning to us all. And well, that was back on December in 2021. This NBC article, this was just a few days ago, November 17th, 2022. And rural Arizona, well, this is 12 News Arizona, but hundreds of homeowners in an upscale desert community north of Scottsdale will lose their water supplier in 3 months. What's next is unclear. So let's just take a look at some of these articles here. It says that as the drought tightens its grip on the West, the city of Scottsdale says it will no longer allow private trucking companies to haul water to the desert community of Rio Verde foothills. This article says a year ago, Scottsdale notified the Rio Verde homeowners that its water supply would be limited to only city residents starting January 1st, 2023, barring trucking companies from purchasing and exporting its water. Because Scottsdale has been allowing their water to be trucked up to these homes. And yeah, there's about 500 homes in this affluent community that have nice properties, but what they don't have is water. So they say that the residents of the Rio Verde foothills have tried for years to resolve the looming crisis to no avail as the deadline to stop their water delivery draws closer, forcing individual homeowners to find their own sources of water for drinking, bathing, washing, doing dishes, and their laundry. This is Karen Nibbity right here. It says it's going to be really ugly and terrible from us. Some of us will borrow waters from a friend's well. Uh, you're just borrowing and you're going to repay it back when? Yeah, yeah. Friends are going to be like, we have a well. You're going to have to figure out your own water. Friends aren't going to let their neighbors borrow from their well in this drenched community. It's others were going to have to pay a water hauler from far away. So they say of the 2,200 homes in the unincorporated Maricopa County, some do have their own water systems, and some have private wells on their property. But more than 500 homeowners rely strictly on truck haulers to deliver water from a standpipe in Scottsdale. Another 200 whose wells were running dry periodically use the water haulers as well. So, right now that's 700 homes that are now looking for water delivery in 3 months. Not even, not even like I'm sorry, it's the end of November. They have a month and a few days. So this News 12 article said that um, on Wednesday the Maricopa County Board rejected a last-ditch solution that would have allowed residents from the Rio Verde foothills to tax themselves to pay for the water. But you know what? People are going to really start finding out. This is from September 2022 that money doesn't buy something that isn't there. And the more it becomes limited, the more people are going to want for it, and the more people who have water are going to say, no, my water's not for sale. So, um, Meredith DeAngelis, who's lived in the community with her families for 11 years, says it seems, unbelievable. Um, we need to just keep making phone calls and keep pushing people to say how are they going to help our community? We cannot go dry. But right here, here's the American spirit these days. How is someone else gonna help us? Right? This problem has been coming on for years and years and years, and now these people are about to go dry. This happened outside of Phoenix in 2018. Some of these articles talk about, a community outside of Phoenix got cut off from Phoenix water. But right, I mean, there is not water going to the southwest, and they're building all of these areas actually. Right here in this Arizona Central article, it says that a major red flag was that the state water department has reportedly halted future development in two West Valley subdivisions because a forthcoming groundwater model revision suggests there may not be adequate water for expansion. But the thing is, this area has been expanding like crazy, and there is no clear water source. And that, they're not prepared for droughts. I mean, hundreds of these homes that are in trouble right now, they were built, they are not connected to water in any way whatsoever. they're just they're just dependent upon water being hauled to them. So right here, Supervisor Thomas Galvin, um, whose county district includes the Rio Verde foothills, said Scottsdale's officials might reverse their decision on water hauling, knowing residents are working on a long-term solution. He's not going to speak on behalf of the city of Scottsdale, but he's confident that common sense is going to prevail. What common sense? That we just, put these people into a shock, like, oh my God, they're not going to have water. But then we said, oh, never mind. No, we're going to give you water. And it's not doing anything. Common sense to prevail would have had these people actually have a solution years and years and years ago, and the situation wouldn't have gotten to this point. And a spokeswoman for the Scottsdale Water Department responded that Scottsdale has not talked to the county regarding this topic. Their position has not changed. And you know what? Scottsdale has to look out for Scottsdale residents. And this is it. Water is it's the new gold. It's what do they call it? Blue oil, yeah, something. But it's the basic essential of life. And you can't be building homes where you don't have water. And this area has just been going dry for a very long time. But many homeowners now say that they weren't aware when they bought their property that their water supply might be at risk. Okay, you haven't been paying attention to the news. You're living in the desert. The first thing, whenever I go places, I'm like, where's your water supply? Where's your water supply? I mean, it's the most basic element of life. But people, Americans are just like, what? No, you turn on the tap and it just comes out. Yeah, well, not anymore. So, the affected community, the Rio Verde foothills, they are thinking about forming, a water district. Okay, but that's great. But where was that years ago? Because you're going to form a water district now? Okay, so it's going to take a lot of time to just even set up, to get the players involved and them to come up with a plan. And meanwhile, each one of these homes is looking to be utilizing the hundreds of gallons of water they're accustomed to using every day. So, I'm trying to keep these videos a little short, but it's best summed up at the end of this Arizona Central article, where it says, a reckoning is coming for how we grow the state's most populous county. a county, now's not the time to stick our heads in the sand. And we just have to um, look at the actual difficult decisions that are coming about. That this water drought is real, and we are just building up areas, many, many, many areas of the Southwest that truly have no water source except for water coming from a long distance away that has a lot of people before them, having their hands on the water. And when push comes to shove, the people at the source of the water are going to be the people having the water. So, let this just be, it's got to be more than a warning, you know, but people don't take this stuff seriously. And we'll see what happens come January 1st when the people of this Rio Verde foothills community turn on their tap. But right now, it's not looking too good. And this isn't the only problem that we're facing. It's not just global warming. There's a lot of issues. And I guarantee the people that live in these households have done minimal to curb their water use over, the years that have been leading up to this. I guarantee it. They're going to find out um, about minimizing their water use when it really becomes a lot costlier and a lot more difficult for them to start importing water to their homes. So stay tuned, people.